Greetings, family. It's your boy, the Reverend Jonathan R. Whitfield. So today's video is going to be a little different. I want to address the murder and death of Nipsey Hussle, the rapper, the entrepreneur, the brother, the father, and the husband. Now, if you're new to my channel, you know on my channel I usually talk about relationships, dating, spirituality. Particularly the last few weeks I've been talking about astrology, Virgos, and Virgo men, since I am a Virgo. But I want to take a break from that to address what's going on in my community, right? A little bit about myself for those who don't know. I am a reverend minister. I have a degree in theology, a master's degree in theology, and pastoral care and counseling. I am a counselor, school counselor, a mentor. I talk to young men, young boys. I'm a community activist in my community. I'm a community organizer, and I help train young men to be better, young boys to be better men. And I just love my people. So this is affecting us really deeply, the Black community, because it was a senseless death, and I want to address it from a perspective, from a spiritual perspective, and from a Black man perspective. This particular incident made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. Why? Because one, Nipsey was one of my favorite artists. He still is. Two, he was a good brother in the community, somebody who turned his life around, who came from the gutter, was in the streets and gangs, turned his life around, and invested in the same community that he was causing trouble in. And he was showing brothers another way to do it. He was investing in Black technology, teaching brothers and sisters from the community how to get in tech, how to get in business. He bought a whole shopping center and put it right there in the hood where people can come shop, buy things. He was working on so many things, and he was having to have a meeting with the LAPD the day right before he died, or the next day rather. First, I want to say this now: no one person's death is more important than the other. Every life matters. You know, I just think that because there are a million Nipsey Hussles in the community that's doing great things, or that die every day from violence or whatever, and they don't get mentioned, nobody know about them. But this brother, because we all know him and we all know his work, that's why it's affecting us so dramatically. Now, there's a lot of things going on out here. People say it's conspiracy. People say it's just some hood stuff. You know, you can't rule nothing out. But let me address the conspiracy side first, since that's the talking point. With Black people and what we've been through in this country, when they say they feel like it's a conspiracy, you have to give Black people that right to say that based on what we've been through, based on who Nipsey Hussle is. Now, let's just say if it was Kodak Black that got shot and killed, we would have still grieved because he's still a brother. But nobody would have been saying it's a conspiracy because his life, work, and mission isn't the same. Nipsey was more so of a, I don't want to say revolutionary, but he had a conscious mind, right? He was about building Black business, Black entrepreneurship. And because he was working on the Dr. CB thing, it gave people a lot of reason to say that. And they have a right to say that, even if their accusations or claims are wrong. Because we know this beast that we're dealing with in this country. We know that the government has infiltrated Black organizations. The Bloods, the Crips, we know the government has infiltrated the civil rights movement, the Black Panther movement, all these things. And we know that the government has used Black people to kill Black leaders. They were agents and stuff like that. We know this, and we have dealt with time and time again. So and because of Nipsey Hussle's work about building Black business, and because I'm not saying this is what it is, I'm just saying this is why people have a right to say it. Because Dr. CB was a holistic doctor, and we know that a lot of holistic doctors come up missing. You know, the community, the Black community, have a right to feel like it's a conspiracy. And they have a right to at least ask questions and make the claim. We have that right because we know our history, no matter if the claims may be wrong. So give the community that right. Don't silence them, because I don't leave nothing off the table dealing with this. This is a sneaky thing we're dealing with. But anyway, in my opinion, I do think it's some hood stuff like they say. But I also do believe maybe some higher powers are at work. You just never know. But no matter what it is, it's sad because we lost a good brother. Now I want to address the black on black crime aspect of it. Now I'm gonna say the black community a lot, but I don't want nobody to think that this brother who shot Nipsey Hussle represents all black people or all black men, because he doesn't. But however, we do deal with elements of that in our community, of jealousy, hood stuff. People won't do better, knowing they can do better, and that's what hurts. That's what made me cry, because Nipsey he's a father. He's a human being, one, but he's a good brother, man. And me, I'm the type of person, I love to celebrate black love, black entrepreneurship, black families, and I love to see black men, just black people happy, man, based on what we've been through, because it's hard out here being a black man, you know. And he resonated with a lot of people because he put a lot of people on. A lot of brothers that's from the streets that don't have the same opportunities as even I may not have, or I may have, or people in other communities have. He represented a light, a hope that, hey man, he can do it, I can do it, you know. And so he's from LA, he's from the streets, as we know. Another thing that bothered me, that made me think, was, what you want to take it so hard, because he's 33 years old. I'm 33 years old. I look at things from a spiritual perspective because I am in ministry, you know. The generation between, like, he was born in 1985, I was born in 1985. That 84, 85, 86 class, as I look around at what we're doing in life right now, on a Nipsey Hussle level and on a regular level, we're all doing something great. We're all hitting our stride with our purpose in life, right? And when you get to that, like, I think Drake is around that age, J. Cole's around that age, and you can see the mindset that they are, though. No matter what their work is, you can see the thinking that they have. We all come from that. We was kind of that last generation that really came from that old school, you know, the black old school that came from the civil rights, from the baby boomers and stuff like that. We were kind of the last generation to really we were the generation right before all the social media and the tech. We was right in the middle of that. So we still got a lot of that grandma and grandpa. We remember that, you know, and so we using that to push on. We was like the last one of that, you know, but we hitting our stride right now. And the fact that he's hitting his stride, he found himself, found his purpose, and he doing it, and he got cut down like that, broke my heart, because I'm like, yo, I work in the communities all the time. You know, I'm out here counseling people, giving them spiritual guidance. I'm in the hoods. You know, I live in Atlanta right now. I'm from South Carolina. I'm from the country, but I live in Atlanta right now, the west side of Atlanta. And anybody knows anything about the west side, that's the Bluff, Bankhead. You know, so like it's a beautiful community, but some parts of it is the hood. You know, and same elements. It's a lot going on out here, but we put in a lot of work trying to help our people. It's the harvest is right, but the laborers are few, you know, but we trying. But anyway, he got cut down right in front of his own business by somebody he knew, somebody who was jealous, hating, or whatever. And that just broke my heart, man, because whatever the issue was, and at this point in time in 2019, as a brother, man, you gotta say, look, we're gonna take this out back. I got an issue with you. We're going to go handle it. Because this man has a family. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about the kids. At this point, we know what's up. Yeah, we know what the government has done to us. We know the struggle we've come through. We know racism. We know all these things. But at this point in time, man, we got to think better. And again, he doesn't represent all of us. He doesn't. But we do have an element in our community that he does represent. And in the spirit of that, of just rising up, man, I don't know. Sometimes I'm at a loss of words. Cause today when when I first heard about it, it broke my heart. I wasn't gonna say nothing about it, man, but I was praying about it, and I pray for his family, you know. But black men, we go through so much, you know. We the life of a black man is hard in America, and because I work with black men, I am a black man, and we fight against everything, even ourselves, right? Because we know what we've been through in society, and we know what society has taught us. We fight against sexuality, our identity, our manhood. We fight to protect our family. We fight to protect our women. We fight to protect our children. We fight to be just men, you know, and we get it from all angles. And it's very difficult because most black men really just want to do their work and have a beautiful family, you know. But we fight against all these things out here. And the one thing that we shouldn't be fighting against is each other. But we know that we do. Now, let me say this. I do know that, and we should know that there are elements and forces and powers that be that has caused us to be in this condition. Because I'm not letting them off the hook, you know. When we look at reason why you have these gangs, the gangs started Crips Blood and all that. Crips Blood, Black Panther, civil rights movement, all these things started to protect black people from outside forces and to teach black people how to govern themselves. But over time, they lost their way because of government infiltration, the government really trying to push these things, any type of black movement, trying to push it out and dissipate, you know. And the gangs kind of turned on themselves. You don't know who to trust. But nevertheless, the initial start of these things were positive, you know. Black Panther had a 12-step program. They had a food program. They had a breakfast program. They had an education program, just like any people would have, you know. And that's very significant to understand. And we know that when you see massive amount of black people in inner cities and in ghettos, they didn't just put themselves there. This happened it wasn't by happenstance, right? After slavery, and during the Reconstruction era, and a little bit after that, there's this thing called the Great Migration, where millions of black people left the South and moved northward and westward in the country, thinking they were going to have a better life. And some of them did. But the government didn't allow them to have access to certain parts of land, to stay in certain areas. So they didn't allow them to move in and live and buy homes in certain areas. We called it redlining, right? No matter how hard you try, you could not buy, maybe one or two here and there, you could not buy homes in certain suburbs. So they regulated African Americans to certain communities. And when they regulated them to that certain communities, they districted it, they zoned it off. And because they zoned it off, less money was coming to those communities. Less education, less funding was coming to the schools, the roads, the foods. And the community began to deteriorate because the people living in them, they couldn't get jobs, they couldn't move out, so they turned on themselves. Anywhere around the world you go and you see a ghetto, you're gonna see a high rise of crime. If you look at black communities that are, let's say, regular communities in the suburbs, you don't see this element. You know, I mean, you're gonna see it, but not on the scale of an inner city. And this is where gangs and ghettos come from. Because we in these communities, we have to do something. If you can't get a job, you got to do something. And we know about how the black men were taken out the home. It's a lot. I could go on and on. But nevertheless, we're here today. And we can't allow these things, even though they are great obstacles, to keep us back. And also, there are black men out here doing great things. There are a lot of Nipsey Hussles out here in the community. They don't necessarily have to shine, but they're doing great work. If you follow black pages on Instagram and Facebook, you'll see the great work that black men are doing. It's all over the place. You just gotta look, you know. But Nipsey, which is a shining example of that. You know, that's why it broke my heart, because, you know, I know how we feel, you know, and I saw something on Instagram the other day in reference to the Nipsey Hussle shooting. A young lady put it up, and the post said something to the effect of, brothers, this is why, as women, as black women, we call your phone over and over. This is why we worry when you don't pick up the phone, because we fear that something like this may have happened to you. This is why we worry you so much. And I, again, I almost broke down crying because that is so true. You know, actually, most black women, any mother, they gonna call you and call. My mom calls me all the time when I don't pick up. She be worried because black women know that any given moment, they brother, they boyfriend, they husband, they dude can be shot down. Whether it's be by somebody trying to rob them, whether it be by the police, whether it be just by another brother who got an issue. They know what black men face in this country. The black woman is the only woman on the earth that has seen this as much pain that she has seen, that has seen her man go through so much. Black women have experienced so much pain. She had to witness her man, her protector, her provider, being dehumanized, butt breaking. She had to see him not be able to protect his family. She seen her sons get shot down. She seen her babies get ripped from her womb through slavery. During the time of slavery, she seen her kids be separated. She seen the death of everybody, and she still had to be strong. And she carried that pain and fear in her. So when this stuff is hereditary, man, this stuff is passed down from generation to generation, that trauma. Because since we left the shores of Africa up until today, we never had a chance to rest. It's been trauma after trauma after trauma. And in our community, there is a lot of trauma. And there's a lot of healing needs to take place. There's a war zone out there sometimes. That's why black mental health is so important. That's why I'm out in the community, from a spiritual perspective, counseling people and talking with people, just letting them inspiring young boys and trying to be a mentor, But that post I seen from that black woman, it almost broke me down because for some reason I got it. That moment I was like, wow. They have it inside, because I remember maybe every girlfriend I had was like that, and it wasn't on like you cheating or something. It was just like, yo, I just want to make sure you're all right. Like, I don't know why, but when you don't pick up the phone like that, I worry. And I never got it until the other day, because it's so true. If you think about Laura London, she didn't know that was going to happen to him, and pray for her, man. Because as black men, we any given moment, it don't matter if we from the street, it don't matter if we a preacher like me, it don't matter if you Obama, man. Well, maybe not Obama, but still, you're a target. Your masculinity is a target. Your presence is a target. And, I don't know, man. But this one hurts because he was such a positive brother, man. And he was such an influence to many. And we uphold our people like that. But we do have to rid that portion of our community. We have to rid ourselves of that. I don't want to say, oh, black people got to do better, because we are doing better. But I would say we got to continue to strive to make sure these type of things don't happen. That jealousy that some of our brothers have, and I want to emphasize some, it has to go. And on a government conspiracy side, some of us are helping them, because we're doing the work for them, some of us. They can take our beefs and manipulate. I got beef against your street. They can come in and pay money. They do it all the time. Why do you think all these tribal wars are going on in Africa? I know I'm getting off topic a little bit, but it's very relevant. People think, oh, Africa, they just killing people, and all these tribal, some parts of Africa, some countries. I don't want to be the all police again. In some countries, like maybe in the Congo, you see these things. Senegal, not Senegal. I forgot the name of the country. It's on close to East Africa. But anyway, there's a lot of tribal wars and be killing and shooting. But it's because these governments are paying these tribal wars to take over for them. It's documented. The same thing happened in Afghanistan with the war on terrorism. And people wonder why, other countries just hate the U.S. so much, I mean, I'm talking about civilians. I ain't talking about no terrorists. I'm talking about just regular civilians. They sitting in the house eating dinner and they get a bomb on their head, like, what do we do? We're not responsible for these terrorists going out here. We can't do that. They don't represent us, but nevertheless, we if your brother listen to this or sister, anybody, make sure you love your people, man, because you don't tomorrow not promise, and pray over a black man today. You know what I'm saying? You got a dude, man, pray over him. Let him know you love him. For real. Speak to God in him. Because you never know. Well, man, you never know. Me and my homeboy talk all the time, man. We dap each other. Every time we get together, it's a celebration because we know. And the reason why it affected me so much because I'm like I said, I'm 33, yo. I'm like, and he was just outside chilling. Nipsey, right? He was just outside just chilling in front of his business. Never even thinking somebody gonna come up and do that. So you can tell he was in a relaxed state. Like, you can't, as a black man in America, you can't even relax sometimes. And it's real. We don't get a chance to rest. And y'all know, if the black man don't get a chance to rest, the black woman don't get a chance to rest. She has to worry about everybody. She got to worry about the family, the kids, her husband, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. Her own health, And black people, we caught up in some mess. And when I say mess, I mean just our condition in this country. But it's not all bad because we are thriving. We're trending upward. I can say that 'cause a lot of people are waking up. We just gotta keep support. We are the answer. Ain't no help coming. We are the help. We are the answer. Whatever your gift is, use your gift to uplift your people. When I go preaching and stuff, I always put black unity somewhere in my sermons. You know what I'm saying? And I try to teach my people, man, because and if I'm outside the church, I'm not trying to convert nobody. If somebody have a different ideology than me, I just share my love. I share the love of Christ with them. I share my love with them. I'm like, look, I just want you to find a God in you. I want you to find that greatness in you. Wherever they may lead, that's where it may lead. But you, my brother, you, my sister, these different ideologies, it's not going to divide us. I work with atheists, Nation of Islam all the time. I work with Nation of Islam in the streets all the time. Because it's unity. Unity in the community. But pray for Laura London and her family. That she gets better. If anybody dealing with it, she dealing with it the most. But we gotta keep our black men lifted, man. Please, y'all, like, love a brother today. Love a brother today. Hug a brother today. And black women, love us. We know that we have some issues with each other sometimes, black men and black women. But it's nothing we can't get past. You know what I'm saying? We can point a finger all day. He did it, she did it. We can do that all day till the sun come up and go down again. But it's nothing we can't get past. We just got to work through it. We can work through this, with the issues that we have. And it's not all black men and women. It just, we dealing with some stuff. You got to be real. But we can get through it because we love each other. It's nothing, no greater thing for a black man than a black woman. No greater thing for a black woman than a black man. That's in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about love here because we have a unique condition. But black women, make sure that you love your brothers, man, because we need you. One love.